Question of the day. What is your favorite culinary game? That could be anything like viticulture, kitchen rush, anything that has to do with making food. Chocolate Factory, for instance. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite game having to do with food? Because today we're talking about a game all about making stew. That wonderful braised meat, vegetable, delectable stew. Also, the box hinges. Check that out. This is Stew from Quined Games. It's a very quick, very easy, simple card game with a little bit of hidden deduction in it. Not deduction of who someone is, but what they've done. So let's take a look now at how Stew plays. We'll come back up and talk final thoughts after we talk about how to play it. We're renovating. The house is a mess right now, so my mind's not working correctly. Or my knees, for that matter. They're really in pain from putting down new flooring. You didn't care. Let's look at the game. So this is the setup for Stew. You have your 6 vermin cards up here: boar, fox, gopher, rabbit, raccoon, and vagabond, which, let's be honest, he's probably the most nefarious. You're gonna, on your turn, draw one of these ingredients cards. Now, each potato is worth the points equal to the total number of potatoes in the stew. This could really ramp up. If you have 3 potatoes in there, they're worth 3 points each, which instead of being 3 points, that would be 9 points. So I'm gonna evaluate this, and I can do one of 3 things. I can call Stew if I think the amount in the stew, which face down, by the way, is 12 points. If it is 12 points and I call Stew, then I get 2 points. 12 points and above, I should say. If it's not 12 points and above, based on miscalculations, well, then everybody else gets 1 point. So this potato is worth an equal number of points. Okay, so I could also feed it to the raccoon. So if I feed it to the raccoon, boom, that one's done. If I feed the leek, this is 3 points. There's 2 of them in there, I believe. I can feed the gopher a leek. What's going to happen is eventually all these cards are going to get kind of placed out here. The stone drops at stone soup. Nobody wants stones in their soup. The potatoes, blah, 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 blah. We're going to just continue putting these out here. Now, we'll evaluate in a second. So let's put these in here. So Stew, someone calls Stew. They think they've got it. They think they know that there are 12 points in here. So what happens is we evaluate it. Okay, so first of all, if the chicken is in there, it's minus 3 points. So this drops the point value of the whole stew down by 3. That one's done. Eats 1 carrot before the stew is scored. Well, there's no carrots in here, so no big. Eats the chicken before the stew is scored. Well, the chicken, I guess the chicken wouldn't be in the stew anyway. So that happens. He eats the chicken drops out, so it's 5 points. So that's worth 3 points, actually. Stone is minus 1, and then eats 1 garlic before the stew is scored. So now our stew is only worth 6 points. 3, 6, 9, minus 3 is 6. I called stew, therefore I lose. I don't lose any points, but everybody else gains a victory point. So that will happen until someone has 5 points. You'll keep doing this. You'll feed the vermin. You'll make the stew. You'll feed the vagabond, etc. And until someone has 5 points from being correct, or someone gives you points for them being incorrect, that's who wins the game. That's how you play Stew. So that is Stew. Pretty interesting little game, right? I mean, all about making a vegetable stew and those rascally animals possibly eating it, or some random vagabond who didn't work, lest he shouldn't eat, comes around and tries to get all your food. And if the chicken's in there, he will eat it and eat your stew and lose points. And if the chicken's not in there, well, he'll pass because he's got better things to do, like go bum off someone else, apparently. So I like the scoring system. I like the fact that you, let's talk art first. I actually like the way the art looks. I mean, it's very simple, but they're not black and white. They're not basic. They actually look really good. I like the way the cards look. I like the way the art looks. It looks realistic to a point. And something about that is just fun. I don't know why that's fun, but it is. The back picture is a little trippy, though. I'm not going to lie. It looks like Harry Crumb mixed with some of those H.P. Lovecraft graphic novels. It's just that's a trippy looking back to a card. So as far as that's the art, though. The game is that. I mean, it really doesn't matter so much what the game looks like. The most important thing is how it plays. And why I bring that up is because this feels like, don't hear this as a knock, this is actually a positive. This feels like a game you would have made up with your friends with some cards a long time ago, and you've just played it or talked about it. Because what I love about this is the idea that you're going to play those cards. You only know what you put in. You don't know what the other person puts in. And you could be playing something to potentially squash what you know that you don't have in your hand that they might play. So for instance, I might play the boar who's going to eat that other garlic. So I'm guaranteed that I get the points for the garlic if I happen to score it, right? Or they could bluff you and just, you might play that and eat the only garlic that was in there, or you might throw the rock in there trying to, throw the hand or something like that. You might purposely put the chicken in, but then somebody might come along and eat the carrots that you put in there, making the point value less than what you think. I like that you've got to guess that the point value is at 12, and if it's not, well, you're up the creek. If it is, great. So there's a lot of that, like, I know what I'm putting in there, and I know I'm getting the points way beyond 12, but the other person across from me or other people could be playing this and destroying what I'm putting in there without me knowing it. And so when I'm confident that there's about 15 points in there, I say, Stu, and it turns out there's only 8. I love that. I think that's just a smart little thing to where it's deduction, but it's not like, you're a spy, or no, you probably are a spy. It's not like that kind of deduction. You're not trying to figure out who someone is. You're trying to mathematically figure out, okay, do I have enough points mitigating what they have and what I have in my hand to know that I can call Stu and win this? I think that's such a smart idea. So kudos to Glover. I think it's Jason Glover. I may have totally butchered that. Yeah, Jason Glover. Kudos to them for that. It's just fun. It's a fun game. It's really interesting how the mechanics work of the push and pull of guessing, hoping that you've done enough. So there's really not a lot more to say about Stu. It's purposely small. It's purposely a tiny little game that you can play quickly, and it does its job with that. It's fun, it's guessy, and it plays quick. So if you like that sort of deduction game where you're trying to figure out what someone else has done and hopefully you can mitigate it, this is 100% a game for you. So simple, little, small game, but good things come in small packages like Stu. So go check out Stu from Quined Games. I'm Bryan Drake. Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff at Dice Tower Bryan. Until next time, we'll see you. Actually, I don't think we have a Facebook for Dice Tower Bryan, but regardless, the other two, we'll see you.